Ever since its first season spun off from the Fosters back in January of 2019, it didn't take long for Good Trouble to become one of the best dramas on the Freeform network. So while we await for the anticipated announcement of Season 4, let's take a look at some of the Easter eggs and theories that we missed. The dining table of the Cottery household. As we're well aware by now, Good Trouble follows the lives of Callie Adams and Mariana Adams Foster as they embark upon their own journey through the male-dominated world of working Los Angeles. These characters were first introduced to the world in the popular drama franchise The Fosters, which unfortunately came to an end in June of 2018. Knowing that Good Trouble is a spin-off from the original franchise is the first step in noticing some pretty impressive Easter eggs, one of which just happens to be the dining room table of the Cottery household. Next time you follow through the camera of the home shared by Callie and Mariana, take a look at the dining table that they have, and you might recognize it from the heydays of The Fosters. Remember, the Foster family used to gather around the dining room table time and time again in an effort to stay up to date with whatever was happening in one another's lives. The table was used throughout all 5 seasons to show just how close the family will always be to one another, regardless of how far they might be in reality. In fact, Lena summed this up perfectly in the season finale of the Mother show, saying, "I can't seem to imagine ourselves around this table anymore." That's why the showrunners of Good Trouble decided that they had to show that Lena was wrong. According to reports, they couldn't imagine expanding upon the lore of the franchise if there was no common table that the series could revolve around, especially since this was something that fans absolutely loved about the Fosters. This is why both Callie and Mariana made use of the common table in their own residence, allowing them to meet with other members of the household like they had done with their family before. So, to a certain extent, this common table showed the audience that not only had the showrunners not forgotten about the original franchise, but neither had Callie or Mariana. It also showed that this new selection of cast members was going to be their second family for the foreseeable future. Who knew that a table was so important? The Sad Girl Party poster. This isn't the only time that we're reminded that our favorite girls haven't forgotten about the show that made them famous. We also get a little tease back when Callie arrives at their new residence for the first time, noticing a poster with the words "Sad Girl Party" strewn across it. Without skipping a beat, she asks Mariana what type of party this could be, which results in her joking that it sounds like it could be perfect for Callie. To fans who moved on to Good Trouble without first watching The Fosters, this would have felt like a throwaway line, but it actually serves as a reminder of the type of person that Callie was throughout the runtime of the show that gave rise to Good Trouble. Although we now know her as a happy-go-lucky woman who is both strong and independent, this wasn't always the case. In fact, fans often felt sorry for Callie as she was always written in such a depressive way. If something was due to go wrong in the franchise, it was undoubtedly going to happen to Callie. And when this specific event finally took place, there's no doubt that Callie was about to cry a river. Definitely a far cry from the Callie that we now know from the runtime of Good Trouble, but it pays homage to The Fosters and shows that the canon established in this Mother series of the show is still considered to be truthful lore. It also leaves us wondering what happened in Callie's life to make her change so drastically from the character that she used to be. Who knows? Maybe Season 4 is going to be digging up some answers for us when it finally launches on the Freeform network once more. Constant references to prior characters. The showrunners have also ensured that the characters already connected to our leading ladies from The Fosters remain this way with the continuation of the franchise through the running of Good Trouble. A great example of this can be seen in the close relationship that both Callie and Mariana have with their mothers on the show. Fans of The Fosters fell in love with the characters of Steph and Lena, so to hear them on the phone with their daughters was something too special to even get into. It once more reminded us of the close relationship that they have with one another, and that everything they went through before the runtime of Good Trouble is still lore within the broader expansion of the show. Now all we need is for both Lena and Steph to become series regulars. We know we should be happy enough that they are constantly being referenced in the show, but we can't help but imagine how incredible it would be to see the cast members acting beside one another again. Come on, Freeform, make it happen already! The shared bathroom and kitchen. It goes without saying that living in Los Angeles can be quite expensive, so soon-to-be fans of the franchise weren't too surprised to see that both Callie and Mariana were forced to live in a community residence where everything from the kitchen to bathroom were being shared by the residents. That being said, this environment actually served as a bit of an Easter egg of the show that these characters originated from. Remember, the Fosters household was headed by both Steph and Lena, which saw Callie and Mariana sharing all of these amenities already, and this resulted in them growing closer with one another. By adopting the same type of living environment, the showrunners paid homage to the Fosters and showed everyone just how close the two were, essentially killing two birds with one stone. As it turns out, this shows that the overall essence of the Fosters universe has been maintained within Good Trouble, which gives new meaning to the deviation from this universe when the girls decide to go their separate ways for a short while. Callie and her taste in men. Last but not least, Good Trouble also draws on the relationships that our favorite characters were in prior to making their expansive run into their new spin-off show. A great example of this can be found in the first episode of the series, which sees Callie having a hot and heavy time with her neighbor, Gail. As time passes, we come to discover that Gail is actually an artist, which doesn't surprise fans of the Fosters in the slightest. You see, Callie has always loved the creative men in her life. Just take a look at the characters of Wyatt and Aaron, who both had a pretty obvious creative side, and you'll know exactly what we're referring to. Once more, this history is used by the showrunners to show that Callie hasn't changed. So when she finally does change her tune and go for another type of man, this decision comes to mean so much more. Theorizing about Season 4 of the franchise. Since Season 3 of the franchise is still ongoing, you won't be surprised to hear that Season 4 has not yet been given a release date. In fact, the installment hasn't even been renewed by Freeform, who is first waiting to calculate viewership numbers before a decision about the renewal of the franchise is made. That being said, this hasn't stopped the vocal fan base of Good Trouble from theorizing about what can be expected from the upcoming 4th installment of the series. So without further ado, let's take a look at what some of those theories are. Jamie will leave his job after realizing he wants to be with Callie. The romantic relationship between Callie and Jamie has been a roller coaster ride of trouble, but fans can't help but hope that the two get over themselves and put their differences aside. They are perfect for one another, after all, and Jamie isn't the type of person that his work wants him to become. This is why many have been theorizing that after discovering that he could lose Callie forever after losing his true self to the firm, he will pass up on the opportunity to become partner, leaving his place of employment for another. Hopefully then, nothing will be standing in the way of Callie, but will he start to feel that he gave up a part of himself to be reunited with Callie? We will have to see when Season 4 kicks off. Callie and Gail will be reminded of why they split in the first place. Before Callie can become a thing again though, we assume that Callie will be visiting Gail one last time. In fact, she'll most likely want to start a relationship with him again. We've seen time and time again that these two characters are nothing but toxic to one another, which will probably push her closer to Jamie when he finally decides to quit the firm. We just hope that she's honest with him about what happened while they were apart, as secrets are never a good thing for relationships. Mariana is finally going to confront Isabella. We also believe that it's about time that Mariana confronts Isabella about whether Raj actually cheated on her. She doesn't believe that he is faithful, mostly due to her past, but this will show that it was her all along and that Raj was nothing but a great guy. Unfortunately for Mariana though, we doubt that Raj will take going behind his back very well, so there's no doubt that their relationship is about to get quite bumpy. In fact, it may very well come to an end. That's all the thinking we've been doing about Good Trouble lately. Do you agree with our sentiments? Feel free to let us know in the comment section down below.